What if House M.D. were a waifu and worked with Columbo and were an anime with even more ludicrous cases? Ameku Takao no Suiri Karte. Ameku Takao's investigation chart brought more than I expected. From the description, I thought it'd be House M.D. as anime. But what was missing in House? A waifu, short and with long and messy hair because she doesn't clean herself up that much. In fact, she goes investigating at night in her pajamas. House M.D. has no moe. We start with two cases giving the hospital staff a hard time, two doctors trying to find out what it might be, but it's about the end of the shift, so our main character arrives to take one of them to a park. And since he doesn't want to go before diagnosing the two, she solves them, rapidly understanding what's going on with the child and asking the mother, and seeming to understand the other case, explaining to the one following the two of them. It might seem a bit short, because it is, but this is just to show that she'd be like House. She gets angry at the mother for giving her son too much vitamin A, tells the others to do the procedures, is more interested in the dinosaur park than on the patients, also using references more than speaking directly. We have also little references to the series that inspired the character. The doctor shows interest for music, makes a little linguistic joke bothering her colleague, a cane for one of the patients, but of course it's not a copy. Her situation is actually more plausible than the original. This doctor's family founded the hospital, she's a vice director, and the director is her uncle, besides living in the hospital. I confess I had some difficulty to follow the medicine here. The terms are said fast and less explained than in House M.D. The solution for the second patient also seems less convincing. Not unlikely, just a bit more thrown in. The episode has two halves, but the first ends with a patient arriving without one of their legs and blue blood, which makes our protagonist smile. But the local police doesn't want her in the investigation, her uncle telling her to stay out of it. She makes her colleague go investigate with her the following night, meeting a homicide specialist who was helping with the case. And it's Columbo! And talks like Columbo too, being less than direct and saying without saying that he'd cooperate if she said what she knew. She takes them to that park, where she says she knows who bit the victim's leg off, a tyrannosaur. The art is pretty, the development seems good and quick, paying attention to the smaller details. When she calls her subordinate to go investigate, it's a curious version of the "this is like a date" joke. Eating in the car, she says "how does which can be the light's green, but is also reminiscing of the character's blue blood. Her animation when something is interesting was particularly well done. She has the grimaces of a kid having fun and getting angry when one doesn't think like her. Yep. Waifu. Of course, we'll likely have a romance here. With luck, it'll be more like what we see here. Her walking on the street as if she wasn't looking and the colleague getting worried. As well as him being more responsible than her, but her helping, knowing he's right about this. To anyone interested in police anime and deduction games, I recommend it. We might even be lucky and see something we never had in House M.D. Moriarty. Now he doesn't count. Please don't you forget to subscribe and hit the bell. And worked with Columbo. Columbo. Columbo? Columbo. Columbo.